Phoenix Audio presents.
Memories of Madison County, the true story of my romance with Robert James Waller, written and read by Jana St. James.
Forward. Love can be a risky business, especially when it is a young love, one filled with innocent emotions and unexplored dreams. In 1967, Jana St. James had such a love, a fleeting, intense, passionate love with a married man 10 years her senior, a man who has since gone on to become one of the nation's most celebrated writers, following the publication of a little book called The Bridges of Madison County. But long before Robert James Waller's success, before the 3 years on the New York Times bestseller list, before the appearances on The Oprah Winfrey Show and Sunday Morning, before the CD of country ballads, before the movie, the music video, and 3 other books, Robert James Waller was Jana St. James's mentor, lover, and best friend. In 1995, almost 3 decades later, my wife and partner Deborah Raffin and I had the good fortune of meeting Jana at a Los Angeles dinner party hosted by mutual friends at their beautiful beachfront home. It was a warm spring evening in April, a few years after the publication of Bridges, and shortly after the film version was released. From the moment we met Jana, we were struck by her warmth and beauty. And not only did that impression grow stronger each moment we talked, but both Deborah and I also found her to be extraordinarily sensitive, genuine, and witty. In short, we were captivated by her, much like I imagine Waller must have been so many years ago. At dinner, the conversation was lively, and moved quickly from politics to books to movies, and, of course, Waller, as well as other famous names, surfaced during the course of the meal. As Jana was seated next to me and I was somewhat curious about her, it was difficult not to notice a dramatic change in her face when Waller's name first came up. While many were quite enthusiastic about the man and his work, Jana seemed suddenly uncomfortable, troubled, and the change was so noticeable I couldn't help but ask her about it later when we were all taking a stroll on the beach. It was a lovely evening as the mist crawled toward the shore from the sea. Jana was walking a few steps behind the others, quiet, seemingly lost in her thoughts. Deborah and I slowed up to keep even with her pace. "So I gather you weren't that impressed with Mr. Waller's work," Deborah said. "Oh, no. I love it," Jana said hesitantly. "Then why did you—"
Sample complete. Ready to continue?